Hey Rob, how's it going?
Hey, what's going on, Jess? I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really good. Glad to.
Good, good, good. Feeling fresh and brand new. Got a little travel in, ready to hit it hard again.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's great. That's great. How was you guys are back home now, right?
Yep, we
Yeah.
are.
Okay, cool,
What's up,
cool,
Rob?
cool. Hey, what's going on, Jeff? How are you?
I'm doing great, dude. How are you?
Not too bad, man. Just trying to get my first campaign up and going and roll out some real soon.
Nice, nice. Yeah, let's rock and roll, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. All right, so tell me, funnest thing you did in NYC.
Oh, what did we do that was really fun? Well, for me, work is fun. So, I mean, I had a pretty solid few days of just hustling and spending time, right? We have a pretty solid, crew of people to spend time with there. So that was awesome. Outside of that, I mean, we had good sushi. We had what else did we do? We went out for some pretty good meals.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had some pretty epic meals. New York's got like the best food in the world. So
Oh yeah, pizza, hands down, bro.
yeah, we did have some decent pizza. We've had better pizza in New York, but the spot we went this time wasn't as good as last time. But yeah, it was. Yeah, it's solid. I mean, if you like food, it's a good spot.
Yeah, for sure. They got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, do you want me to kind of share my screen and show you kind of what happened?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That would be great. Thanks again for your time. Yeah, I'd like to, for you to point that out to me. And then I also did have a few other questions that I've actually been compiling. So something we can go through those real quick as well too.
Sure. Did you want to go through the questions first or the
Uh,
landing pages first?
Well, yeah, let's just start, with what we missed, in terms of getting that page up originally. And then I did have, I grouped them together. I have a few ClickFunnels questions, a few Mailchimp questions, one Callfire question, and a couple Facebook questions.
Okay. Okay, so basically what we did together the other day, it worked. Like so nothing about what we did was wrong and everything functioned the way it should have. The only thing that you didn't do was edit the URLs in your actual landing pages. So they weren't taking effect because of that reason. So I'll just show you quickly again how to do that. And I know that I did show that in the landing page videos, but you might have just missed that step. Um,
Okay.
so when you click into your landing page, it still showed like Rob da 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 dot clickfunnels dot whatever. So you
Mhm.
had to change these URLs. So all you had to do was click on the little settings tab and select your domain in the drop down and then click update on all the pages. And then the other thing to make sure to do is just also do it on the page itself. So see right here.
Okay, okay.
And,
I missed that part. Yeah.
and then I also did it up here too. Um, I just did it in all places just to make sure that everything
Uh,
worked. But if you go back and we like view it, you'll see how it's taken effect.
okay.
So it's like right here in the URL.
Okay. So it looks like there's three different spots in there to check that, right?
Yeah, I don't know if you necessarily have to do all three, but it's just good just in case, like to make sure that it takes effect. And sometimes just like looking at your landing pages and making sure that it actually says what you want it to say. But I mean, what we did before was working. Everything was pointing correctly. It was just that we didn't you didn't update this the domain in your landing pages. So everything is good to go on that end.
Okay. Yeah, go to the thank you page real quick too.
Yeah, I'm gonna
See.
test it. So I'll just put my name and so this one, see, it still says like your
Right.
funnel, so we'll have to edit that one. So then it
Yeah.
would be the same thing here. We'd go into the thank you page, see where maybe we missed a step, perhaps. Oh, right here.
Okay. Yeah. See, that's the one I forgot or I didn't change. Okay.
And then we'll just do maybe
Yeah.
thank you, update. Okay, now we'll test it again. So this is kind of the process you want to go through to make sure that everything works the way you want
Yeah.
it to, right? And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
that looks a lot better. So then we'll
Yeah.
do the
Perfect. Okay. Great.
same with the other one. So this was the teen one. And the wedding one, we're going to go ahead and edit that one. Make sure everything is good. So this is the wedding voucher. We'll view this one. So you can see again,
Yeah.
it says the right stuff there. And we'll click on that. And you see this one needs to be edited as well. So then we'll go into the thank you page and click in here. And we'll
Yeah.
do
Okay.
um, wedding dash thank you update.
Okay.
And I'll go back and test it again. Perfect.
Nice. Okay. So a couple rookie mistakes there. Okay.
It's all good. I mean, when you make these, I guess I don't like to call them mistakes, but when you go through this process and you learn things by them breaking is kind of when you actually solidify the knowledge, and then you
Right.
know for sure like what to do every time. So I
Yeah.
don't want you to like have the perspective that you're making a mistake. It's more that you're going through the process of testing in order to make sure things function correctly. And that's sort of the habit you're going to need to get into, like when doing Facebook advertising for local businesses, because the whole process is making small tweaks and adjustments to make sure that your funnel and your optimization is working as effectively as possible.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. So I'll just change mistake to learning opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's. I mean, that's the only way to really learn it is to break it a little bit, right, and kind of go through the motions
Yeah.
of that, right? It's like learning a sport, right? You could like
Yeah.
you could sit on the sidelines, like behind the glass, for a long time, watching how it's played, and you can learn
Yeah.
by doing that. But until you get on the
Yeah.
floor, like you'll never figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, I'm just glad it wasn't anything like major.
Nope.
So, all right. That's easy
Nothing
enough.
major. And like also with that sports reference, I mean, you don't play a sport like the first time and are like a professional athlete. Like you have to be willing to like drop the ball a couple times
Get
Oh, yeah.
get hit around.
yeah,
Yep. Yep. Okay. Cool. Cool. That makes sense. Thank you.
no problem.
My
So
other question was inside ClickFunnels here too is you mentioned HTTPS and HTTP. You kind of said it was optional. You could do it if you wanted. I mean, is there specific cases when you want to do the secure HTTPS
um
versus HTTP? And if so, what would those cases be?
With e-com sites, you do for sure.
With ClickFunnels, you also should because like the way they set up their custom domains is with Cloudflare, and
Mhm.
Cloudflare is like an SSL certificate style landing page or website. So in
Okay.
ClickFunnels, it will always be an HTTPS. But you don't have to like
Okay.
purchase an SSL certificate. That's part of what you get with ClickFunnels. That's why you
Okay. Okay. But gotcha. But the option when you're setting up ClickFunnels, is it best practice then to use HTTPS, the little toggle switch there to enable that?
It isn't. Yeah, we always enable it.
Okay. Okay. Just because I think in the video, you didn't actually do it. You kind of said it was optional. Just wanted to clarify on that.
If I did that, then maybe I'll reshoot that video because I think because it's got Cloudflare in it, it does need to do it. I think it can work like without it. Like if I go to 1 week
Yeah.
bar, it does change it automatically for you anyways, even if I didn't toggle it. And see, this one I didn't.
Yeah. I just didn't want. Okay. Yeah. I just didn't want someone to, hit that link and then that pop-up warning comes up and says like, oh, this is not a secure site. and then people are like, oh, I don't want to go there,
Yeah.
X out of it.
Yeah, I would turn it on
Okay.
because of the Cloudflare that is installed on ClickFunnels, and so it worked really well. And I think the only thing is in your registrar, I just changed the redirect to the HTTPS. So that was the only thing I changed.
Okay.
Everything else was totally okay. And I tested it and everything, and then I noticed that when I went to that domain it redirected just to clickfunnels.com. So all I had to do was make sure the page URLs were like proper.
Okay. Perfect. Thanks for troubleshooting
No
that.
worries. And then were there other questions
Okay.
in regards to ClickFunnels?
Yeah. So I think that clarifies everything for me in ClickFunnels for now. I did have some questions with MailChimp though.
Okay.
So first one, so now basically I have these two audiences set up. Do I use the same list for that, or do I actually create two lists, one for teens, one for wedding?
I'd create two lists.
Okay, perfect. Okay, yeah, because it said something about like you could group the lists, but it looks like the grouping is done manually. So just wanted to make sure. My thought was to do two lists as well too.
Yeah.
Okay,
The one
that
thing
makes sense.
we want to check is I haven't got any emails, so the integration. Oh, I did. Okay, so I have two emails, but they're both the subscription ones. So that's gonna hurt your lead count. So we have to fix that too in your funnels.
I'm not sure what exactly you mean.
So the email I received when I just tested the opt-in says it's from Dr. Nadim and it says Mountain View Orthodontics. Please confirm subscription. So I have to click yes,
Mm.
subscribe me to the list before I even get the email. And a lot of people probably won't
Oh,
do that. It's going to hurt your conversions. So there's
oh
actually
wow.
a way to avoid that here in ClickFunnels. So what we're going to do is we'll go to your funnel page and we're going to click edit page. And then under settings and integration, this is where we're going to do it. So it says it's connected, but you see down here where it says confirmation email, send confirmation. We,
Mm.
we need to make sure that it's done the right way. So we'll select MailChimp, um, add to list, and then
Okay.
Mountain View Orthodontics. And then here, don't send confirm email.
Okay.
Okay? And that's what we're
Got
going
it.
to want to do on all of them.
Okay.
And then I'll exit this. And then we'll do it on that was the teen one. So we'll need to do it on the wedding one as well. Yeah, you will want two lists because right now, everyone's just going to go on one list and they're just going to get one email. You want to make sure
Mhm.
the emails are like
Yeah.
specific to the campaigns that they're going on.
Yeah.
You know,
That
like
makes sense.
if somebody goes on to the wedding one, they should get wedding emails. So this one's not
Right. Right.
connected yet, so you'll have to, create the separate list for the wedding ones.
Yeah. Got it. Makes
So
sense.
I'll let you do that one once you're ready for that one.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay. That makes sense. That. Do you guys you guys do any of like the clickable phone number in Mailchimp? I noticed you didn't really outline that in the video. I just wasn't sure if there was any reasons for that. So if they're on a mobile device, they opt in, and then the call to action is actually a clickable link to the phone number, so then it automatically calls them rather than having to go back to the dialer.
Yep. Yeah, you can do it as a clickable link for sure, Rob. It's not gonna hurt anything.
Okay.
That's for sure. It'll help. So we may have not outlined that, but that's yeah, we typically do. It's funny. It's good to hear that feedback because sometimes when you're teaching, right, you do things you assume people will just do, and that's not always.
Yeah.
That's a big mistake is to assume that somebody's going to just do something. So we'll maybe have to add that in there. But yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and then you guys do anything with the merge fields at all? Since we are collecting the first name or the name of the person in the ClickFunnel, um, the opt-in? Are you guys using any of those merge fields in Mailchimp?
No, usually the integration kind of does all that work for you. So it'll recognize that you're collecting name and it'll save that name as name in your MailChimp settings.
Okay, so I just noticed, if I'm creating the email sequence, do I want to use like a merge field?
Oh,
You
like
know,
hi so and so.
well, yeah, yeah. So, it says merge field name. So then it'll put in, hey, Jess, thanks for signing up for the $1,000 wedding Invisalign
We,
voucher.
we sometimes do, but often not. Like some people do it to like make them a little bit more personal or customized. But yeah, I'd say sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. I don't think that that makes or breaks any campaign.
Okay, got it. Um, okay, and then is there an easier way? Maybe I'm just not as savvy with Mailchimp yet to just copy basically, the structure I set out for my email sequence for teams,
Yeah,
um, and then just kind of edit it to make
yeah,
it specific for wedding.
yeah. Here, I'll show you how to do it. You save it as a template, the email, and then you can use that template again.
Okay, yeah, I did save. I think I might have saved it as a template, but yeah, if you could just kind of walk through that real quick, that'd be great.
Sure. I don't know why it's taking so long to log in. I did click on it. It's thinking.
Sorry if I'm an obnoxious typer.
Oh no, it's all good. I have no idea why this isn't letting me log in. Is your MailChimp letting you log in?
Let's double check. Well, it might be down. It's like super slow right now.
Yeah, it might be. Um, but basically, you can save it as a template, and then when you create a new email, like you know how it pulls up like the options for the different types of emails, there's a tab
Hmm.
that says like use a template, and then you would click on that, and then you would select that template that you've saved, and then you can edit it.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm sure I'll be able to figure it out.
Oh, see, yeah, I think MailChimp might be down right this second. Sometimes they do some like
Maintenance or whatever.
coding or whatever, and it can cause that to happen. So looks like that's what's happening right now. So I can't show you. If it's back up, it should be back up like in an hour. So I on the Q&A call, I'll show you how to do it.
Okay, sweet. All right, next question. I noticed there wasn't too much info yet on call tracking stuff. So, is there any special setup you guys are doing in Call Flyer at all, besides just purchasing the number, forwarding it to the clients?
We also select the option to record the calls so that you can like view them. So like if I log into like our Call Fire account,
Mhm.
I'll just show you really quick like what that looks like on a number. Let's see, pick this one. But like you can see like okay, then you would have accepting calls. And then when you
Mhm.
edit within there the call settings, we just have it so that it records all calls. And then we add a whisper message.
Okay, and then what's on your whisper message?
Just incoming call from Facebook.
Ah, nice.
just so they
Okay.
know that like that's where it came from.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Um, okay, makes sense. All right, so just a few more questions specific to Facebook. So I guess I think you said the budgeting, basically looks pretty much good to go. I'm gonna test it still end to end. Um, Next steps then, I guess. So once I, figure out and confirm that it's working, integration works, I push it live, and then are we just doing the $20 a day per day per campaign?
Yes. Yeah, so the one thing that we're gonna have to watch out for the first 24 hours is because your ad account is new. We have to kind of monitor too how your pixel is performing because it's a brand new ad account, and so oftentimes when it's a brand new ad account, sometimes we have to just make sure that the initial conditions of the pixel are good, because and if we're noticing like conversions are low, there's things that we can do to kind of enhance and like sort of it's called like seasoning the pixel to make sure that your pixel activity is really good. But we're just going to monitor that within the first 24 hours because you should be okay to go right like with the campaign from the start. But if there's any reach issues or if we're noticing lower conversions, then we may have to just pause the campaign and do a season pixel campaign where we just like maybe send clicks to a website or do a page post engagement, um, just to like give some positive feedback to that pixel because a pixel is kind of like the artificial intelligence of your Facebook campaign, and it's like where it selects to fire and who it selects to display the ads in front of. So you always want to make sure that that is set up properly. As you continue to advertise and as you continue to create campaigns, it's not going to be a problem that you're going to have all the time. But because your ad account is new, it might be something we need to just monitor and look into.
Okay. Okay, cool. Um,
And
all
$20
right, so then it's
pretty
just
good, but it depends too on what the cost for the lead is going to be. So, like determining your key performance indicators, let's just say, it costs if for whatever reason it costs him more than $20 to get a lead, then $20 a day is probably not going to get you a lead, but I don't think that a lead should cost more than $20
No.
for this particular campaign.
okay. All right, so then just to kind of summarize, we'll monitor the actual reach and conversions to determine if the pixel needs to be optimized or run differently because the account's not seasoned, and then $20 a day per campaign, so I can figure out and determine the cost per lead.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And because I'm like, you've made me an admin on your ad account, these are the types of things that I'm gonna monitor for you because like, if you're brand new, like, it might be tough to see if your pixels are firing correctly, or maybe you won't be aware of what to look for. But I
Hmm.
am. So I will be monitoring this with you over the next 24 hours. And like, we are, it's a great time too because we're back in the office and I'm working like consistently, and so you won't have like delays or anything with us being available.
Okay, cool, sweet.
So all you have to do in your
Yeah.
Power Editor is make sure that your URLs are correct because like we as the ones that we've set within your ClickFunnels. And then once that's done, you literally just have to press the green button
All right.
because we've tested it now. I want to test it one more time with my emails. Oh, on the teen one because that's the one that's set up properly, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
And make
Yeah.
sure I get the email just so we can make sure before you press go.
Yeah.
And then your wedding ortho one isn't set up with your MailChimp yet. So before you press launch, make sure you do the
Yeah.
MailChimp stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll just log in here and I should get an email. Let's see, I'm just checking my phone.
One more question while you're waiting for that email to come in. So, say for instance, I sent out a video proposal to my CrossFit guy. You know, are you guys using the audience lookalike? So, he's got 150, 200 members at his CrossFit box. If we can get the email list of all those members, to create like a lookalike audience. Do you ever test that against, a custom audience that you create?
You do, but not at first. Like you want to, that's something that you would do once you complete your testing. You can add it as like a
Okay.
custom audience directly, but a lookalike audience happens after you know what your KPIs are on a campaign.
Yeah, and Rob, what size
Okay.
is this list?
I mean, he's got about 150 to 200 members at one of his locations.
Okay. Yeah, we could do some
Yeah.
other cool stuff with that list too. You and I could probably get into it when you get into that campaign, but yeah, there's a lot of really cool things that you can do around creating a separate offer just for members and stuff like that. That you could pump up his revenue really quick with just a list and some simple stuff like we've done it before, where it's even like if you bring in a friend, right, you get something, some sort of promotion, right, where you go after the existing members to get them to start promoting, and something even like that can bring in an additional, if he's got 200 members, it could bring in an additional 20 to 40 members, right, which he may not be doing, right, which is just a little quick start to kick off the campaign.
hmm hmm Okay. Yeah, but I mean, but the lookalike audience, though, the algorithm would go out and try to find similarities or commonalities between the email addresses that it matches up to Facebook members to other people that might be like that to target too, though, right?
Yep.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And that does work really well. We just have to make sure like the way to think of your pixel is it kind of gathers data at every single level. So it gathers data at the account level, at the ad account level, at the campaign level, at the ad set level, and at the ad level. So we need to make sure that we run like a campaign such as the orthodontist one first so that it's starting to gather data on your account in general, and then something like the
Sure.
lookalike audience will work properly.
Okay. Makes sense. Okay. All right, cool. Well, I don't want to take too much of your time. I appreciate you guys jumping on a call with me, troubleshooting that stuff and going over my questions. So looks like I got a little bit of work to do and I'm pretty much ready to go. I want to get this live by, end of day today. So I don't see any problems with that.
No, no, exactly. So it's just the MailChimp thing. We have to create the list for the wedding one. I
Yeah.
haven't received an email, but that could be just because their thing is just acting a little slow. Um,
Yeah.
but I can always test it again too with a different email address and see if that helps.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna test as well too. Um, There's no way to actually make the pictures show up, right? I mean, that's determining off of the email client because, like in Gmail, it by default doesn't actually display the image. You have to click on display image within the email.
I think it does show up automatically, but I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Like, because in the emails I've sent before, I haven't had to do anything different to get the images displayed. They just do.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I think, well, maybe it's a setting I have on my my Gmail specifically, but whenever I get an email with images, it automatically doesn't show them by default, and I have to click display images in email. But I'm not sure if that's a setting that I specifically put on my email account.
It could also be something that comes from the email, like API itself, and in which case you wouldn't even be able to change that on your side. like that would be like a per email basis. Like so how Hotmail does it or how, you know,
Yeah.
Gmail
Right.
does it. So most people would have to do that in their case, like dependent on what their email provider like
Okay.
preferences
Okay. Okay. Sweet. All right. Cool. Well, one last thing I wanted to mention too. So, um, I went ahead and actually I bought a used MacBook Pro. It's a little bit old, but MacBook Pro 2011 i7, 16 gigs of RAM,
Oh
basically
yeah.
almost brand new.
Welcome to the dark.
Less than 100 charge. Yeah, less than 100 charge cycles on it. $350. It needed a new
Wow,
charger.
that's a really good
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah, that's crazy deal.
Yeah. Yeah. So, looking to pick that up probably later this week. My girlfriend will be happy about that because it kind of took over her computer. So I'm sure she'll be happy once I get that in my hands.
That's awesome, man. Well, congrats. That's great.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's great.
Yeah, me too. Okay, guys. Well, I don't want to take up all your time. Thank you so much for jumping on the call with me. I think it's pretty clear what I need to do, and I'll let you know once I've confirmed everything and once I push it live.
Sounds good, Rob.
Awesome, buddy.
All right. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Here's
Bye.